Hey guys, Elite Legionarii here, bringing you another 1v1 for Rome 2 Total War. This time on the Octoduri, I don't know, I think it's Octoderon or something map. Patch 4, it didn't used to be so wooded, and I didn't think it was still this wooded, but apparently it is. Anyway, I'm playing as the Iceni, and my opponent is playing as the Seleucid Empire. Bringing a very large elephant contingent. So this fight's actually battle's been going for 10 minutes, but I just didn't want to show you the first 10 minutes because it was just boring and long. So basically what happened is I started up here in the middle and he started way down here. He kept drawing the fight out to here, and I wanted to kind of ambush him a bit because I got ambushing type units like these painted ones, stuff hidden and stuff like that. And I just didn't want to fight these elephants in the open because I know I'd just get absolutely smashed by them. I want to try and draw the pikes into the woods as well, make it more difficult for them to keep the cohesion and things like that. Just disrupt them a bit, play into this Iceni style a bit more. But my opponent was having none of it, and he wanted to stay up here at the top. So I messaged him and I said, how about we just kind of meet in the middle, around about here, and he seemed quite happy with that. So it was pretty sweet. So anyway, my army consists of 5 units of these heroic nobles, which is a good solid infantry unit, sword infantry. I've got 5 of those. I have 4 units of heroic nobles, which are cav. The cav is basically the mounted version. I have 3 units of chosen spear beam, which I brought specifically to deal with elephants if they were going to be there. If you just swamp elephants, that does work very well, and they've got the counter cavalry tactics, and I assumed that would work against a mounted elephant unit. Maybe not quite as well, but I just assumed. My army's a rush army too, so I kind of have to get going quickly. But I wanted to use these 4 units of painted ones, which look fantastic, the woad and everything. Hey, look at that one. That one's hovering. Anyway, yeah, I was going to use them for flank protection, outflanking, or when I saw that this map was so wooded, as an ambush type unit. Now here I have saw some of his slingers that were out from his pike line there, and I managed to rout one of them. I think I did. Yes, I did. I routed one. So that was really handy, because if I can remove them, it's good, because I'm going to have to make a rush. However, the problem is if I rush into this, I'm just going to get absolutely destroyed. I have to outflank this. But I must get rid of these elephants, and I'd have no missile contingent to deal with it. He's got 4 of them. He's got 2 of the Indian armoured elephants, which are very, very deadly. And then 2 of the just regular Indian war elephants, which are still also very deadly. I believe he had, I think it was 5 slingers, but he's now only got 4. And then he's got, I think it's 6, I think it's 5 or 6 Celestial pikemen, so extremely powerful infantry corps there, but he has no, apart from his elephants, he has actually no cavalry, as horses as a sense. So I'm going to try and envelop him to a certain extent here. However, what's going to happen is he is eventually going to form the noob box, which I'm seeing a lot at the moment on Rome 2. As I'm sure many of you are, it is actually quite effective, particularly if you have no missiles like me right now, so that's real bad. But he's not going to form that until I get rid of his elephants, basically. So I'm going to use my heroic nobles here to try and draw some of these elephants away. Then I'll use one of my other ones to try and hit some of these slings, because these slings will do a lot of damage to me if I don't get rid of them. It's a very big problem. So if I can just draw some of his elephants away, I can just make quick strikes at them, as I did pretty well over here. Routed most of it. I don't know if I routed all of it actually. No, I didn't. I routed a good 30 gun units, which is quite useful. So I'm going to bring these guys around and hope to use their counter cav tactics to pin down the elephants. If you just put swamp elephants, they're they're not actually that difficult to deal with. I love the fact that elephants are now, they're very usable. But they're also not way powerful like they were in the original. So here he charges me. I should have braced for that. I don't know why I charged him, but it doesn't matter. This is what I'm talking about. He sends his elephants, and this is not how you use elephants. You have to support with cavalry, with other infantry. You need them in support, because as you can see, these elephants, they're not, they did like about 11, I think they killed about 11 men, and he lost, 4 elephants for 11 men. That's a worthy trade. At the same time, he's left his slingers undefended. So here I go, coming in for a bit of a charge there. However, I won't stay in that forever, but the point is I'm going to cause a lot of damage to his slings. I was retreating sooner than that. I think, I did tell him to get out of there. It took a bit longer than I liked. I've had to abandon any idea of an ambush because I'm going to need these guys here. So let's have a look. Counter cavalry tactics versus Indian armoured elephants. And believe you me, they fall very quickly. This one's already down to 10, this one's already down to 14. And I've still got very solid numbers here. Very solid numbers. Elephants alone are quite easily dealt with. People sort of treat them like Rome 1 where they're very powerful. They're pretty easy to run amok on Rome 1 for sure. They're not too difficultly run amok here either. But if they were left to challenge infantry, they very easily generally beat them in Rome 1. In Rome 2, it's different. I don't know what these units are doing. They're facing backwards, but as you can see, I very easily rout these units. 2 armoured elephants, so pretty easy. I do have to be careful of these slingers though, because I don't want to face them too much. Now what I should have done is I should have put lots of pressure on here sooner before we even got the box going. I should have anticipated the box was going to happen. But anyway, there you go. Easy peasy. Pretty easy. I mean, aside from one of them getting down to 55, 2 of them were over 100. Still got over 100, tons of them left. So that, elephants, if not supported properly, will essentially not really do that great. I don't think they will anyway. As you can see, this unit here, got a few javelins thrown from my guys, and they're going to rout as well. And here I'm going to send my painted ones to kind of corner it and just swamp them again. And look at that. Look at them fall. 3 of them down. So, they're still very effective and they've got good morale shock damage and stuff, but they're not, if you don't support them, you'll lose them. And this guy didn't do that. He probably just treated them too much like Rome 1, if he's played Rome 1. Now, what I was trying to do here was get into the side of this Silver Shield Pikeman, and I do sort of, but this unit here, I get too much on the front. He's gone to the box now, and I didn't close it up before he could get into it. But I was trying to smush through the kind of the corner there. But this turns into a very frustrating fight indeed, because I can't breach this box. All I'm trying to do is just put tons of numbers down on one part of it. I was really hoping my guys would kind of start edging in through that gap there, but I just couldn't get them to do it. Pikemen are just so vicious from the front for any sword units, no matter how good they are. However, I was doing alright here because I was getting in. However, he's put some slingers to assist, and that does rout them. Over here, any units that are outside the box I deal with easily, but I have such a hard time getting into the box. It's really difficult, and I have to just go straight on or try and exploit gaps, which I'm having a real hard time doing. And it's become very frustrating because I felt I tactically outplayed my opponent. I held the field, held the position, and dealt with his elephants easily. I stopped him from being able to implement his slingers with much ease. But he goes into a new box, and there's nothing I can really do. And I take phenomenally large casualties trying to get inside it. And this is, just bear in mind here, guys, this is like 2-3 pikemen up against about 10 infantry units, and I just absolutely struggle. And I've got like frenzy, I think it's frenzy, and stuff going. It increases their melee attack and all that. And I just, I was hoping they'd push through up into the side here, and I just, like, it's so difficult to actually get in. I take such huge losses. But his slings start to run out on him, and this is where my cav come in. Over here, I tried coming in from the top just to stop him, getting in. I wanted to try and attack this area here, but they just wouldn't do it. It was really annoying. But I mean, these pikes just do phenomenally well. I mean, I got no choice to go frontal. So the new box is very effective if your opponent doesn't have the essential missile contingent, and even then, when they've got it, it's very tricky. So it's very annoying. So I was trying to hit this part here, but I thought I'll probably end up hitting the front of those. I don't want to waste my cav there. It was exceptionally annoying, I was getting quite frustrated at the time. And I was trying to get some of the slings actually, I think, but I was getting too close to the pikes for my taste. So my guys just are getting absolutely nowhere here, and I was really hoping they'd just kind of squeeze in here and boom into the back of this. I'd really have liked it if they'd come in there and just wrap this unit up, broke it, and then I could come in, but stuff like that would happen in Rome 1, like legions and stuff would wrap into the sides. They just don't seem to do that as much in Rome 2, and I just cannot break. Like here I was trying to use force to just break through the weakest side of it, and it still just doesn't work. I mean, I was anticipating quite a lot of losses, but I just couldn't get it to happen. It was very, very tricky. It was rather frustrating because I find it's one of those cases where you've played better than your opponent. I'm not trying to put my opponent down, but I know I played better than him, and he's just performed a box which anyone could do. Like it's no real skilled thing. He does it. It causes me a very, very hard time of breaking through. So here I was trying to get the slings. I run that a bit close, I think. Well, I lost a few men. It's a bit risky. But I just don't do great. I pulled my general off because I think if I lose my general, my whole army's probably going to crack. And as you can see, they're absolutely tired out, which is bad. But I mean, look at these overwhelming forces on this flank, and I mean, just a couple of pikes are holding the whole lot in bay. And pikes should be fantastic from the front, but you can't really sort of get around them. It's really annoying. So I mean, I think the box is kind of a bit of a problem. Like if I think if you're versing a pike build, if you're going to be up against pretty big pike build, I think you should bring missile units, because otherwise you might end up in this situation. Look at this gap here. I think I should be able to push through these remaining 30 pikemen pretty solidly, easily. I think I should be able to, but I still can't do that. I really thought I could, and if you look around those pikes, there's a lot of dead barbarians there, and I'm starting to rout all around the field. I'm trying to use my cavalry to get in, and there's a pretty big gap in here, and I was trying to push straight through into that. My cavalry just didn't seem to want to go in. I couldn't get them to go in. I've got this unit right all in the back with my cav now, and it is starting to rout. Oh, it's Slinger actually, sorry. It's General's unit. And I mean, I should have been able to hammer it to crap here while he's moving it, but I just didn't do any damage. I just, like his units are not even in formation now, and then he just turns them round. I was pretty frustrated with that. I felt that was a missed opportunity, and I felt I was doing pretty good there. Fortunately though, enough power in this area has broken that pike unit, so I was very fortunate there, but this has been extremely difficult. Even outflanked on the side here, these pikes are still, they're starting to lose now. Once I get them outflanking, but it's so hard to actually get inside it. Very, very difficult. I don't know what's going on here with my cav. I'm sure I should have moved them. I was trying to. Yeah, I don't know why I did this. All this, guys, is terrible. Don't ever do that. I think I was trying to hit the edges and stuff, but what was happening was they were just sort of targeting straight up the centre. What I should have been, when I saw this unit pull off, I thought, right, pull your cav off and go around behind. Then he just presses J for the about turn, and there he goes. So that's pretty bad cavalry work there from me, but I was just trying to put tons of force down on it, try and break it, but it just doesn't work. I'm thinking Rome 1, you see, this stuff worked in Rome 1, and it just doesn't work here. So it's a bit unfortunate. So it's all pretty nasty casualties. However, I've just managed to start breaking it up because I've got flanks now. Once you get the flanks of pikes, they're pretty easily broken. But if you have to go straight through them like this new box forced me to, because I had no peltists and no missiles and stuff. Yes, I'll play with you in 10 minutes, Swedes. It'll be sweet. Just miss me, want to play there. Yeah, once you get them on the flanks, you're alright. So I've got them here, but that was very, very difficult. As I said, you can never really anticipate though what your enemy's going to bring. If you brought a bunch of missiles and then found that you had the enemy had not really many missiles and lots of cavalry or something, you might find yourself in difficulty. So it's hard to anticipate. If I'd had slings and javelins and stuff, I could have just tossed them into the phalanx and broken it up much easier, and then I would have had it. This general unit holds in for an absolute age, even though it's totally surrounded. And they do very well. So I mean, these pikes got a lot of kills, but I finally managed to break it after losing almost all of my army. Even though I had a very dominant position when I began, I just couldn't get in. And Rome 1 tactics work, but not nearly to the degree that they did in this Rome as they did before. So anyway, that's the end of that battle. So hope you enjoyed that one, guys. The Iceni strike, and it was a close one, costly, but I think you when you come against the box, you really need missiles, because it is just going to be troublesome like it was for me here. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you soon next time.